Candies on a rampage. That's going to be cleaner first than Wizards. Oh, that's just pure damage. Here goes the ball to the closest. And the Rengar is there for the cleanup.
Yeah, bit of a fight, ladies and gents. Keepers, Birdie gets used to the one dynamic there.
There's the order of deception. Holy! Good afternoon, Summoners, and we welcome you back to the Garena LOL Collegiate League Summer 2017. I am Vulcan, your shoutcaster, and with me is Chisto. Yeah. So another exciting week, this time the Mindanao Conference Series.
Yeah, I'm really excited to watch these matches and cast them, of course.
So let's get on to the schedule to see what is going to come up in today's, or rather, this conference series, which would be Game 1, COC versus LDCU, followed by Game 2 and 3. But for now, COC versus LDCU. I am not quite familiar with these schools just yet because, as we all know, the LCL right now, the format has been changed from many requirements. Like from your rank requirement went up, you do not need to be in a, let's say, organization. So I think this brought up a lot of new schools or new teams or participants.
Yeah, there are definitely a lot of new teams and new faces in the LCL for this split. So definitely interesting to see what new players bring to the table here.
So let's have a prediction in a way that, based on my previous experience with the LCL for the 2016 series, right now for the Mindanao Conference, there were a lot of hidden gems, hidden talents all throughout the whole state. But when it comes to, let's see, macro-wise, that region, I would say, was lacking in a bit of, I'm not generalizing the whole region, I'm just saying that from what I've been seeing from the top performing schools, that in terms of macro, they were lacking in a way that what the Metro West had in Luzon.
Yeah, the Luzon teams are definitely more familiar with what's strong, and I think the Mindanao teams, they're just trying to play their own style. They're trying to invent new ways to play the game, and I think sometimes it works out, sometimes it doesn't, but I think it's really entertaining to watch something new, like something that isn't meta, something cheese. Yeah.
So I think in a way that when it comes to play style, let Mindanao rejoice, because this time we will be crowning 6 champions of the LCL per conference series, where you will not anymore have our inter-conference series where a lot of regions really do stand out. Some say that, let's say, one region has the most power-centric team, while the other regions do have lackluster. But let me know that this time the LCL is going to be more dynamic, because 6 champions is like we have 6 kings fighting out. Maybe who knows who might represent LICC.
Yeah, you get more bragging rights for your region, since there are of course 6 champions like you mentioned. So it's gonna be really, really competitive for region now. Like, unlike last split, where I think it was just the Luzon teams dominating the whole country. So
it's like you're saying, like, I am this strongest team. We are the strongest team in this whole conference. I'm the strongest top laner, the strongest mid laner. So this brings out competitiveness. Maybe, just maybe, elevate other teams to say that maybe I might dethrone this team and take my spot as one of the top teams, the top 6, the 6 champions all throughout the LCL.
Yeah, the LCL has definitely been improving throughout the years. Like, teams have been upping their game. They're getting really better as the splits go on. Yeah, teams have been getting exponentially better at playing the game. So it's really, really,
in a way that it's like something that you don't really expect, because when it comes to LCL, sometimes it's very unpredictable. Let's say sometimes the 3rd seed overtakes the 1st seed, the 3rd seed of the West Conference overtakes the East. So this is something that just goes to show that maybe the 3rd seed of this certain region versus the 1st seed of, let's say, another conference, and during the last split of the interconference series may not be too definitive. Because, let's say, I just love how right now at this summer term 2017, that we will be crowning 6 champions. But enough said, let's get straight to the drafting phase between Cagayan de Oro College versus Liceo de Cagayan University for the Mindanao Conference.
Okay, so of course we are playing on patch 7.20. Ardent Sensor still is a very popular item, and supports that utilizes are very popular picks. But so far in these bans, we don't see any supports that utilize it, so that leaves Rakan up. An Ardent Sensor usually definitely provides a good engage tool for COC. Let's see how LDCU will respond here.
A lot of bans coming in from LDCU with regards to the tankiness. Maybe this is going to be another focus ban one to Xerxes. Well, as the Azir ban, Azir did get buffed up recently in the patches where he's now more of a burst champion. He's quite stronger right now as of patch 7.19.
Yeah, I think Azir has slowly been rising in popularity, given that these changes may have been a healthy change for him. Because Azir hasn't been that popular during the past patches, but with the recent changes, he's definitely rising as well.
So let's see right now, LCL on the red side, they will be locking in Lulu and Maokai. Again, as you said, she's the one of the Ardent Sensor users now entering this meta. So for COC, hovers and locks onto the Vayne.
Yeah, Vayne, very unorthodox pick for a hyper carry here, because usually teams would prefer Kog'Maw or Twitch, but Vayne is still a strong pick when paired with an Ardent Sensor support.
So let's see what might LDCU's pick be, because right now COC has full control of, let's see, what kind of ADC that LDCU can get, because right now in the second phase, LDCU has yet to secure their ADC. So let's see. Okay, Saya ban right there.
AD carry bans coming from COC, very standard since LDCU hasn't revealed their AD carry. Now, what LDCU wants to do is to have to ban out solo lane counters to their solo laners, because Maokai is still a flex pick. It can potentially go to top lane or go to jungle, but let's see how it pans out.
Heavy bans for COC. This may just diminish the power of the Ardent Sensor, because Kog'Maw really abuses the Ardent Sensor item the most. Paired up with the Lulu, that's just pure chaos, because the earliest phase of Kog'Maw's game, where it's supposed to be weakest, turns out to be the most strongest, because thanks to the Lulu's buff, enchantment, plus the Ardent Sensor, this will further boost it. But right now, COC is smart enough to ban away the Kog'Maw.
Yeah, but even with Kog'Maw being banned out, LDCU able to pick up Twitch here, also an Ardent Sensor abuser, like you said. So I think they should have banned Twitch instead of Xayah, because Xayah isn't really a hyper carry per se. Like, she gets outscaled by Twitch and Kog'Maw in the late game. So interesting to see here what the teams actually prioritize.
So let's see, COC locking in their final picks. This could be the mid Lucian in the mid lane for COC. Yes. This would be interesting. This might just be a top Jarvan and a jungle Maokai. Jungle Maokai is still powerful as of now, and this would be, yes, Cho'Gath in the top lane against the Jarvan.
Interesting summoner choice. I wonder if Lucian will change his Ghost into a different summoner spell.
So far, this is going to be the final switcheroo. Sorry about that. It would actually just be the top Maokai. So LDCU looking pretty good in their lineup, same as for COC. I do wonder how COC's mid laner Xerxes will deal against Sea Dragon.
Yeah, so far with LDCU's draft here, they have really strong late game scaling. They have these two tanks in Maokai and Jarvan, and they have a hyper carry. They have late game hyper carries in Ryze and Twitch just to be buffed by that Lulu. So I'm really a big fan of LDCU's draft here, just because they have that hyper carry potential. Whereas COC opted for more of an early game engage style, where they want to dominate the early game and snowball and potentially win that way.
So when it comes to the bot lane matchup, I'm pretty sure when it comes to seeing how the bot lane turns out, I would really bank it on that Rakan will have a really hard time against a Lulu, because we all know that due to popularity, melee supports aren't really that favorable compared to, let's say, okay, Rakan is considered ranged. Yeah, but it's too small of a range.
Yeah, Lulu can poke Rakan really well. Rakan really suffers in lane. I think once he hits 6, he should look for roams and potentially set his team up for more ganks and picks around the map. So I think what COC has to do is they need to dominate early game and not let LDCU scale. Because when they hit like past 30 minutes, like full items on Twitch, Ryze, LDCU is just going to destroy COC's comp with their scaling.
I actually had a funny interaction with Rakan, because I was gonna try him in the top lane, then I thought he was melee. So as my first buy back, I was gonna buy the Diamant, but then I realized that it had the stop sign where it says your only melee champions are allowed to buy it, and I'm like, Rakan is ranged, but that is a ridiculous range, shorter than Thresh, I think.
Yeah, I think he's the shortest range champion.
So shortest range champion, might as well make him melee.
Yeah.
But when it comes to laning phase, I wonder how he made up against the Lulu, but let's get straight to the rift to see how COC will do against LDCU in this first game of the Mindanao Conference.
Okay, so for LDCU here, what you want to watch out for is you want to see how Jarvan bats and what lane he chooses to play around, because Jarvan needs to act as a bridge for LDCU towards that late game so that Rise, Maokai, and Twitch can scale and just destroy COC in these team fights. As for COC, they need their solo lanes to win. They need Lucian to be fed so that he can keep these hyper carries down and snowball the win for COC.
So how easy is it for COC to lose this game? Because so far from what you've been saying, it's like COC is on a really tight schedule where they need this guy to scale up. They need this Lucian to really snowball. If that doesn't happen, does this mean that LDCU will have an easy time in this game?
Yeah, because COC's comp, as far as scaling goes, they have only Vayne and Cho'Gath that really they're really effective picks in the late game, but throughout LDCU, they're just better overall.
So when it comes to, I would say, mid lane, I think the Lucian will really have a hard time because the only thing he has going for is his mobility, and Rise can just easily shut that down.
Yeah, Rise, definitely super hard to play against because he has that point and click CC. Like any champ with point and click, you're gonna struggle against that because he just puts his cursor on you and you're just rooted there for like
the
2
point
seconds.
click route where it's very easy. Pinpoint accuracy almost at 100%, but at least when things go really bad, when it comes to level 6 dual potential of the Lucian, there is no some sort of cancel for his calling, but right now I think aggression in the bot lane, all of love going in onto the Twitch, as we see Flick taking a lot of damage, so this would be more of a warning sign for COC because Rakan does get easily abused, and that would be a Lulu paired up with a Twitch.
Yeah, the Lulu definitely showing how much bully potential they have. Like, Twitch and Lulu will bully this Vayne and Rakan lane because they're very short ranged. And I think bot lane for LDCU will go pretty well in their favor until Ray goes for a gank to potentially relieve some of that pressure.
So much for range champion for Rakan because I would say he's more of melee, and I don't think how he will have an easier time against the Twitch and Lulu. So far things will be cooling down in a way that we did see that Flick got a taste of the damage coming in from Demon Kite's Twitch and the support from Koneko's Lulu.
Yeah, so far none of the junglers really going for early aggression here, but I expect Ray or the Hound to go for a gank, potentially in the solo lane, to tilt that in favor of their teammates.
Ooh, so much aggression from all of Law. Looks like that would be a trade-up, but in the end, this is the problem of COC's bot lane. They lack damage, but the Condemn just might change the outcome. First blood is still up for grabs, and I think Flick wants it. All of Law assisting in, flashes in. He will be securing the first blood for COC, but in the jungle, it looks like Ray just bit off more than he can chew.
Yeah, Ray invading there without the support of his teammates, so he gets punished for that, but
quick respawns coming from LDCU in that red side invasion.
Yeah, interesting. I think what made the difference in that bot lane 2v2 is because Vayne and Rakan have barrier and heal, whereas Twitch and Lulu, they have heal and exhaust, so I think the added defensive stats for COC help them win the extended trade.
So, and also the crowd control from the Condemn really changed the whole outcome because it, without a doubt, Demon Kite deals more damage than Flick thanks to the Lulu, but they have the crowd control. COC has the crowd control, but those are easily missed sometimes. And just from that, we just saw that Flick use that flash to reposition himself.
Yeah, Fleek definitely styling on Demon Kite there. A really cool mechanics to pull off on Vayne, able to buffer his Condemn into the flash so that it stuns the target.
I think this will further benefit the support, which would build into the Ardent Sensor, but looks like he will be upgrading his gold income item instead. Whereas we did see that Ray did die in the jungle side, giving a kill count for Sea Dragon, immediately picking up the tier and the Ruby Crystal and another Sapphire Crystal. This will further enhance the laning phase of this Rise.
Yeah, since that failed invade from Ray, handing over the blue buff to Sea Dragon made Sea Dragon's lane really, really more comfortable for him.
And I think this is going to be a punishment for COC, especially Ray. He should have thought it out before invading the red side jungle, and smooth respawns coming in from LDCU.
Yeah, as a jungler, you really need to be careful when invading. You need to know if your laners are in a position to collapse towards you once the enemy team does respond to your invade. Really bad mistake there by Ray, not respecting LDCU's ability to collapse on him and punish him for the invade.
And I think that first blood gave a lot of confidence in, but here comes Sea Dragon gagging in with a Realm Warp. 4 members of LDCU collapsing to the bot lane of COC with a kill. 2 for nothing. COC is further getting behind.
Yeah, really good proactive play then coming from LDCU. Having Rise have lane pressure over this early game pick of Lucian is really a good thing for them.
And I think the first blood was actually a signal for them, because a lot of summoners were spent in the bot lane. This enabled Sea Dragon to freely roam, and he did get a kill count. Looks like Ray is getting heavily punished. His red side of the jungle is warded. No wards placed for COC.
So with Sea Dragon being this ahead, this early,
looks like that caught him by surprise. The column will be spent for some damage. Exhaust burnt onto the Lucian. He does get taken down by Demon Kite with a 2-man knockoff from All of Love, but this will be a disengage. Fleek is very low on health. Looks like Jarvan wants some more. Sea Dragon diving under that turret, taking a lot of hits. A bit too greedy.
Yeah, over-aggression there from Sea Dragon. Barrier just coming out of Fleek to save his life there. But even still, with Sea Dragon being this ahead, this early into the game, LDC is just getting closer and closer to their comp's win conditions, which is the late game scaling. COC has to do something proactive to slow down or shut down this Rise. This Rise is just gonna pop off soon, so they have to shut that down really fast, or else COC is they're gonna lose this game.
He already has a lot of items to sustain himself in the mid lane. The Eternal passive from that Catalyst will really benefit that Rise, because not only it boosts his, let's say, dual potential 1v1 this Lucian, it just also further increases his lane sustain. So that would be another mistake for Hope, because he did overstay. Milky attacking into hits. This will be a kill, but looks like Sea Dragon coming in from the mid lane might Realm Warp, but this will just be a signal way. He was standing on top of a ward.
Yeah, good gank there from Ray, and the Hound late, just a bit late there. Looks like there's aggression in the bot lane.
Oh, looks like quickness for the charm, but nothing will happen. This is 1 ultimate gone. Remove, make that 2 ultimates, and looks like Fleek is still trying to duel him out.
Yeah, COC making the proactive move there, trying to take advantage of their XP advantage. Since they hit 6 first before the bot lane of LDCU, they tried to make it all-in play, but good thing from LDCU, they respected the level 6 all-in and they disengaged beautifully.
And this is the problem where we did see in the bot lane where over-aggression, over-commitment does punish them heavily. And we also did see the same thing in the mid lane, because what happened there was a Lucian versus Rise matchup. A Lucian does heavily benefit from positioning mobility, and if you remove that, he's just any normal ADC with just a double shot passive, and I think Rise can just easily out-damage him. Here it comes, a knockoff will happen. Body slam for another CC, plus the cast for the displacement. Nature's Grasp
Hound is here though.
is there. Looks like there will be a response. from the jungler. That would be a disengage from COC.
Yeah, Maokai kind of too tanky for the two of them there since Cho'Gath and Gragas are tanks. They do not deal enough damage to actually kill Hope.
It's kind of weird that they are investing this much time and resources into the top lane. I want to see them use it, let's say, lanes that actually will help them reach their win condition, especially, let's say, the mid lane or the bot lane. But looks like mid lane is already good. It's already settled down. The bot lane is still not yet calm. I mean, they are still trying to determine who is the stronger laner right now, who wants to dominate this lane. So I want to see that the junglers go more for the bot lane, because that opens up more for the Mountain Drake, which is going to be very beneficial towards the late game, as you said.
Yeah, I think it's really interesting because COC didn't prioritize getting this Lucian ahead. I think they tried to adapt because Sea Dragon got so many early kills. They tried to get a different lane ahead instead of Lucian and just settled for there's a fight in the mid lane.
That's what happens when some mid laner gets a huge advantage, a flash and another flash, and this would be a disengage for the mid laner of COC.
This is a disengage though.
Looks like LDCU, they know what's good. They want more. Looks like they will be returning the favor from Rain, now invading his red side of jungle, but this time with his teammates. Looks like Ray tried to go in for a steal, fails instead. The Hound will be taking away his red buff.
Yeah, and of course, because Ryze has lane priority over this Lucian, it allows LDCU to go for these aggressive invades and see they steal the red buff away there, and they have total control over this dragon area. So
total vision control. Looks like Demon Kite bypassing all of lobby. He didn't want to go in. There is the lockdown. Looks like Demon Kite will be taking a kill. No teleports available for COC. We did see that Milky just used his teleport. I wonder, he did use it to go back to his lane.
yeah, really nice whimsy from Koneko there, denying the battle dance or even the summoners of Khan.
Oh, Realmorp coming in. Surprise! He's chasing. Looks like this will be a disengage. Oh, from the skies. He did get rooted down. Looks like a Ray will be coming in for the help, and he just hits himself to the wall.
That was an awkward body slam. Not his best moment.
That's best moment. Looks like everyone is just after for this
Fancy
rise. They are not giving up just yet, and looks like Ray throwing a fit right there, throwing away his cask.
That cask was, I think that was tilt. Just tossing his cask out of frustration, not after he fails his body slam flash over the wall, just tosses his cask out.
Well, this is not a time for you to end or tell. Looks like from this opportunity, LDCU will be taking away the Mountain Drake from COC.
Good response here from LDCU, seeing that COC's members have collapsed towards that top side of the map. They use that numbers advantage in the bot lane and that superior vision control to transition that into a Mountain Drake. So good pickup for them here.
Good pickup, and I would say good rotations and trade-off, because right now COC's field of view is closing in. They are now making the kills become the objectives, not the objectives become the kills. And I think that was the first Mountain Drake of the game.
Yeah, so 13 minutes into the game, 3 and 5 in kills. The gold still fairly even here, actually. I think it can be credited to Vayne having this 20 CS lead over the Twitch. It's just been farming better.
Farming better, but note that Twitch does have 2 kills and already finished up the Runan's Hurricane. So I would pretty much say that Demon Kite, he knows where to invest his money, whereas we see Fleek, he's on a spending spree, window shopping anywhere he wants. I want this, I want that. He gets the call, I want the dagger, I want the boost of speed. Whereas we see that Demon Kite, he knows what's good, he knows what to focus, and that's how he got the Runan's Hurricane. When a team fight does happen, I think Demon Kite will outdamage this lane by a long shot. With surprise, Cataclysm for the smackdown and the dunk. Looks like the Hound is on a roll right now, getting kills from mid lane to top lane.
Yeah, the Hound not having any of that wet noodle fight, just goes in and dunks down Milky before anything interesting happens between the two tanks. So,
and this will be 100% kill participation coming in from the Hound. So this is his best game so far, because when you see a jungler with 100% kill participation, you just know that he is everywhere in this map. Looks like he will be granting some vision towards the blue side of COC.
Yeah, like I said, Jarvan has to act as a bridge for these late game champions. He has to be proactive in the early game so that LDCU can scale and win the game through their superior scaling comp.
I don't think Jarvan is anymore this bridge. I think Jarvan is just throwing his teammates over this gap, and he's just boosting the power of this Rise, this Twitch, the Maokai for the lockdown, whereas COC, as I said before, they were on a scheduled time, and now they just blew it off because they weren't that careful, especially Ray, giving the blue buff, giving a kill to Z-Dragon. That is a mistake that you don't want to do. And by doing that, he immediately went to the bot lane because he feels confident.
Yeah, and that being said, a bunch of core items already complete here for the side of LDCU. Rod of Ages on that Rise, Rune Hurricane on Twitch, and Warrior Enchantment for the Hound. I wonder if the Hound will actually build Dustblade this game.
He might go for it because seeing how he's itemizing, he does not really need to build Tanky. Maokai can do it for him, but let's see. They might go for an early game here. Hound committing too much over this Gragas. The Ocean Drake is not yet live, but they are already establishing some vision in the bot lane.
Yeah, I mean, for a competitive league, building tanky after your jungle item warrior on Jarvan is pretty much a standard, but it's always fun to see a Jarvan just ult and auto an AD carry, and the AD carry just dead.
Just disappears from the map. Just one ult, tapos na. Like Q, ult, armor reduction, dead. So I wonder if we might see it, but right now, Realmore coming in, looks like the Hound will be joining in. He does get condemned to the wall. Flick is free hitting, but as I said before, the Rune's Hurricane will out-damage this Fate, and that would be a 2-for-nothing trade. Teleport did get cancelled, so resources, summoners, all burnt by COC, all for nothing.
Yeah, LDCU executing the same play from a few minutes ago, and it nets them 2 kills in the bot lane. No response from COC, interestingly, and they're not able to take anything from the map, except probably a chip damage on LDCU's mid tower.
It's like they were he was just watching his teammates die, and he couldn't do anything. And it looks like Ray, this isn't his best moment, because what happened from the early phase just might be affecting him right now. As a Gragas, at this point in the game, 17 minutes in, 0-1-1 KDA speaks a lot from how you are feeling right now.
Yeah, Ray looks a little bit flustered here from his early game hiccups. I mean, just tossing casks all over the map, not really netting them anything. So let's set into the mid game here.
When it comes to the mid game, I wondered for what we've been saying for COC, because we do have to pray that this Lucian may come back, but Lucian's damage spike is outside the window because Twitch is now entering the stage. The spotlight is on to Demon Kite. Not anymore on this Lucian. Bye-bye Vade for now. So let's see what could be COC's plan if they do want to win this game, if they do want to come back from that deficit.
Yeah, at this stage in the game, it's going to be difficult for Lucian to actually be effective in teamfights because he was put so far behind in the early game by the proactive plays of LDCU and just really good play from Z-Dragon.
Z-Dragon did do his job properly in a way that he actually helped the Hounds do his job for him, because so far they did accomplish what they wanted to do, and looks like the Rip Terror contest will not happen. Smooth. That is just smooth decision coming from Z-Dragon.
They don't have the buff though. They forgot the buff.
Oh, okay, not that smooth. A bit rocky on the edges.
Why did you forget the buff?
Well, looks like the buff will remain untouched, but at least you get some style points for getting out. Mamba out, very smooth exit. But all for nothing. They did get, I'd say, 100 gold from that. They could buy themselves probably some candy from the store, but they will now transition towards the Ocean Drake to cover up their hiccups.
Yeah, I think because they wasted COC's time like guarding the buff for the Rift Herald buff.
Maybe this is what they wanted. This is what they're. You thought that we'd get the Rift Herald, but we were planning to get the Ocean Drake all this time.
Yeah, they're actually playing 4D chess.
They're actually
The
playing
mind games.
They're actually playing a mind game, just fooling around COC, but obviously they did miss that Rift Herald, and COC did a really good job guarding the buff. So this does help COC further increase their chances, but seeing how 3 members of LDCU, they're in the bot side, looks like spray and pray won't happen for them, and the Rise just gets caught off. A flash did get burnt by Sea Dragon. Looks like Ray and the Lucian will be happy with the results, seeing how no more summoners ready for Sea Dragon just yet, and I don't think Milky is having an easy time in the bot lane. Left alone, 4 members gang up on this. Cho'Gath alone and afraid. Looks like LDCU capitalizing on the fear of COC. They just removed the outer turret, while we do see that on the top side, Vayne and Rakan are pushing in, but looks like LDCU will be racing in. Looks like flash in. Lockdown and a smackdown. No damage happened there, but a dragon and flag combo will fully connect with 3 members down for COC, 5 members still alive, racing towards the inhibitor. And will this be a trade-off that COC wants?
This is not a worth it trade for COC. I mean, they just left Milky for dead, just leaving him under tower for LDCU to dive. And now that this bot inhibitor has been destroyed by LDCU, they're going to be able to play around the top side of the map even easier with bot lane for COC. Bot lane for LDCU auto pushing. They're going to be able to pressure that Baron. So I wouldn't be surprised if LDCU begin to set up for that objective.
I wonder why they even thought of racing a Vayne with a Mountain Drake buff, because a Vayne and a Rakan is not more than enough to compete against 5 members with a Mountain Drake buff that deals extra true damage towards the turrets. So I think this was COC's bad call. They will pay the price. They did lose 2 turrets rather, and 1 inhibitor, and that would be a penalty for COC's misjudgment. And right now, looks like the next Drake will be the Mountain Drake, and the Baron is live. Looks like COC, on their tight schedule, they might have to file some overtime because they need to work harder if they want to start coming back. But seeing how they are playing, they're inting, they're getting indecisive, getting a bit riled up. It looks like Ray used the cast for nothing.
TP comes in though.
Oh, this might be a chance. Milky goes in. Oh, the Baron did get secure. Flick coming in for Saki. Flick actually goes in and would condemn. That just might be COC's comeback. Looks like a double kill. And the Baron that happened for LDCU just became the comeback for COC.
The Demon Knight not being able to flash out of the Baron pit. I think he was silenced by Milky in that fight.
And I think Flick was a bit ballsy right there. As soon as the Cataclysm was used by the Jarvan, Flick actually flashed in and instantly condemned the Jarvan and took him out.
The burst damage coming out of the Static Shift and Infinity Edge crit onto Demon Guy just pops him after the Baron kick.
Just instant delete, and looks like a delivery service. Sea Dragon will be joining in. He does have the Baron buff but will not help. They will still take the turret, and I think it's a bit angsty here. He does want to chase in. Members of LDCU, they are a bit aggressive here. A flag coming in from this Maokai. This will be LDCU returning a favor. Might just come back from that deficit and knock off onto Ray. He will be left for the slaughter. A Demon Kite will be taking the kill.
Yeah, COC overextending. They're trying to take more than
what they bargained for. And I think they might just wreck the entire base, seeing how the inhibitor is down in the bottom lane, whereas COC, 2 members are down, only 3 members alive, with LDCU still having the Baron buff. This will be the second inhibitor turret, and this will be another inhibitor in the end. LDCU, they had a misplay in the Baron pit, and they immediately fixed that with flanks coming in from this Maokai.
Yeah, just after you thought COC was going to claw their way back into this game with a huge play at the Baron, they make the disastrous decision of overextending, allowing LDCU to pick up more kills onto the members of COC, and that transitions into an inhibitor, into 2 inhibitors down for COC.
And I'd love to see what happened again in the Baron pit happen for COC, because from what I've saw, this could just, that strategy might be the only saving grace. The Shiv combo from the Vayne, the instant burst may just be enough. Righteous Glory popped by Milky, trying to go in. Might feast on someone, but he's really getting melted down by the sheer damage, and another nice 3-man knockoff from that Rakan, and Flick is just free hitting without a care in the world. Looks like one member is down. The Hound gets taken down by the Vayne.
Great engage there from COC, able to pick up a kill onto the Hound. Of course, the Hound isn't as tanky as he would want to be yet, because he itemized towards that Ghost Blade.
And it looks like Realm Warp for a attempt to clean up. They will try and still take this last inhibitor turret standing.
LDCU are overextending here, though Dragon is up. They can potentially go for that objective in the future. Just see how much more they can take with the Baron buff on Sea Dragon.
Oh, did you see that, Chisto, by the way? I mean, what LDCU is doing right now is that they're scared. I sense fear in the hearts of LDCU because they're scared of this Vayne. They're obviously trying to end this game as fast as they can because they cannot be too complacent. They had a good start, but what can you say about this?
Yeah, even though Fleek was super behind during the laning phase, he's been really performing well in these team fights, able to position properly and DPS down the target.
That is just, yeah, I gotta say, I just saw the items of Fleek, and I gotta say, look at that disgusting rapid fire cannon, Shiv, Infinity Hedge. Ooh, that's gonna be instant crit.
Yeah, and I think that's because even though Twitch has more kills, Vayne has this significant
single target spell, right? So in a way.
Yeah, and he has this significant CS advantage over Twitch, which may be misleading to some people. Like, it's not always just kills that grant you gold. Like, getting a good amount of CS can also net you these good core items towards that late game, but let's just wait and see how COC will see what fight COC will look for here.
Obviously, the fights that they have a chance of winning, because you, no matter how strong you are as a player, as a team, you will always want to pick a fight where you always have this dirty advantage against the enemy team. Let's say 4v5. That's an advantage for you. Go for it. But sometimes that 4v5 backfires on you in a way that turns out this Vayne, this ADC, was just worth two members in terms of damage. So I hope that COC, they know who to target. As far as we've been seeing, only the Hound keeps getting bursted down. Twitch, Rise has yet to be slain by this Vayne.
Yeah, for these upcoming fights, what LDCU want to do is hopefully catch out this Vayne and delete her at the very beginning so that they could win. And for COC, what their job is to provide peel for Vayne so that she can free hit and kill the tanks of LDCU. But like, this is not a wet noodle fight.
This is going to be
Cho'Gath deals damage.
Ah, classic.
Yeah, that's a cool interaction with the Realm Warp and Zhonya's, of course. Just getting Rise out.
It's the easiest escape tool you can do. That's why this Rise can really push out the waves without any problem. And now, right now, looks like Demon Kite joining in the fight. Ray again just bumps in onto this Twitch.
Better watch Fleek.
Rescue, and looks like
Demon Kite down.
The Rakan will be there, and looks like Flick is still a bit healthy. He will be coming out on top. COC's coming back to this team fight. Double kill for this Cho'Gath. And a chase is on with Xerxes taking down the Hound. Only one member remains. This will be the ace. Fleek coming back strong with the ace of the game.
Yeah, Fleek putting COC on his back here, really trying to help them claw their way back in this game. And for LDCU, Demon Kite has to stop dying at the very beginning of these fights.
Like I said, LDCU, they had fear in their hearts, and their worst fears haven't realized, seeing how COC, they are coming back into this game stronger than LDCU. And the fact that this Rakan can really quickly reposition himself, go in, go out, disturb the Demon Kite's damage output.
Yeah, but even with the ace for COC, they aren't able to transition that into an objective. It looks like they will get vision control over this Baron, which can be a potential spot for a fight within the near future as it is now up. Baron will be a really important objective for any team here because it will potentially help them end the game.
You think so? I don't
Yeah.
know. I don't think so.
I want this to go on for longer.
Because I feel like this Baron is a trap. Let's say, this Baron can help me end the game. Turns out they were wrong. It was the reverse. This could have been the reverse Baron pin that we all are familiar with, where, let's say, the stronger team goes into the Baron pin. Then they lose in the Baron pin. The weaker team wins, and they can actually get a comeback. And it's a vicious, endless cycle where, in the end, the Baron wins.
Okay, so both inhibitors are now up for COC, so that's less map pressure for LDCU, and both teams just fighting over vision of this area.
Oh boy, LDCU, I can feel their, I would say, frustration, especially this Rai, because he had a good start. And they are going to be focusing on to Milky. Ray is there. Fleek going in onto, a flash. So the Condemn will not stun. And looks like Verictious will be going in. But the smackdown by the Jarvan will change the fight. Fleek is dead. No more Vayne. Looks like Xerxes might be next. Demonkind comes out on top. And that was a choke point. And COC just fell right into it.
Yeah, this is really smart here. He's not killing Graga so that he doesn't go onto respawn and just delaying the back so that LDCU, they might go for the end here.
They might just go for the end because death timers are pretty huge, and I think from the choke point, I knew that was going to be a bad spot. That was Jarvan's.
Yeah, I think Ray has accepted his defeat here. He's just having a dance with Sea Dragon.
Yeah, in a way he can't even escape because he does not have his flash up. So
looks like LDC will pick up the win here. 12-9, 19-12 in kills, 6k gold lead.
So congratulations to LDCU for winning against COC. I actually thought that COC could actually come back from their deficit, but seeing how they were a bit choked and that small point where one Cataclysm was enough to lock down at least 4 members.
Yeah, like you said, Baron did become a trap for COC, trying to fight over that vision, and Fleek mispositioning once, gets punished for it, gets deleted at the start of the fight, and then LDC just running away with the victory, cleaning them up and ending the game.
So I gotta hand it to COC. They did try and compete with their win conditions. They did though. I gotta hand it to the Vayne, the Vayne and the Lucian. But all it comes down was all is love because the Rakan was there for the great knockups, the disengage. But here are the end game stats of the game to see how all teams fared.
Really nice game coming out from the Hound. I think he was one of the key factors in the early game being so going so well for LDCU.
I mean, it was a 17 kill, more kill participation than a support. You gotta hand it to the Hound for really delivering the bacon towards his teammate and see how the total damage dealt. I really felt like the Lucian and the Vayne did struggle in terms of damage, but the Twitch did have the Ruinant's Hurricane, so that would be more damage dealt to champions.
Yeah, okay, so really nice game there. Coming on, both teams going back and forth, but in the end, LDCU just pulling off the better team fight with their better scaling, and they've come out with a win.
So there you guys have it. This has been Game 1 of the Mindanao Conference with LDCU securing their victory against COC. We have been the Shoutcasters. I am Vulcan, and with me was Gista. We will be back after the short break for Game 2. It's free hitting, but as I said before, the Ruinant's Hurricane will outdamage. LDCU will be racing in. Looks like flash in. Lockdown and a smackdown. No damage happened there, but Dragon ends really getting melted down by the sheer damage, and another nice 3-man knockup from that Rakan, and Flick is just free hitting without a care in the world. Looks like one member is down. The Hound gets taken down by the Vayne.
Great engage there from COC.
And looks like
Jimmy gets down.
The Rakan will be there, and looks like Flick is still a bit healthy. He will be coming out on top. COC's coming back to this team fight. Double kill for this Cho'Gath, and a chase is on with LDCU for winning against COC.
Not enough Garena shells to buy the latest League of Legends skin? On sale now? Get shells anytime, anywhere with your Globe or Touch mobile number. Go to gamer.com.ph and sign up with your mobile number and enter the verification code you will receive via SMS. Log in and choose the game and pin you want. Check out to purchase the pin with your load or through your postpaid account and receive the pin on your phone instantly. Never miss a sale on your favorite League of Legends skins and champions with Gamer.
Those cravers backstab me, deceive me. Never shall I tolerate their crimes again. Now let the hunt begin. Yeah, 7,000 souls scared and dogged in such a tale.